it partly leads on to another thing that we're coming up to on item 13. But I think do all these different networking on social medias or whatever you want to call it. But there is quite a few people in Milford. I'm thinking about my mother-in-law, for example, doesn't use Facebook, doesn't go on the computer. So I think like paper form in the library, when if we turned up to something like that Milford Haven Family Fun Day organised by Milford Youth Matters, we have a stall there. Sorry, I am preempting something I'm going to say later, but there is a paper version as well. You are still going to get people that say, "Oh, I didn't know." You know, the amount of people that said they didn't know about Haven Fest was going on, and there was a huge bloody banner. It was all over everywhere. You're still going to get those people unless you scandalise something in Milford. People just don't know about it. But I think we should have all options, including paper form. Even if it's standing outside Tesco's with a clipboard, one of us councillors saying, "Would you mind filling in a quick survey?"
So, Mr. Mayor, how long would the survey be open? How long?
I think we need to discuss that as
We
haven't considered, don't got that far yet.
Right, okay, sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Sorry, man, I think we can, let's agree with not being it then. Councillor Jones.
I'm just going to say that suggest maybe rewording the long-term strategy. We're just looking into what is needed for the future of Milford Haven, as opposed to putting it as a long-term strategy, because then you're looking at, they're going to think, well, hang on a minute, all you're talking about is the building.
Yeah, actually, it should have been long-term planning, actually. We must get back as a council to having 3, 5 and 10-year plans, because at the moment we're just debating things that we have no plans, no ideas.
Just the word for this particular question.
I agree, I'm happy, but I also make it clear that it's not going to happen overnight. You know, it can't happen overnight. As others correctly said, with the cemetery build going on, with other things going on, but we need to consider views.
Yeah.
My word may well have been wrong when I said strategy. It should really have said long-term planning, which I think is what I wrote. Unfortunately, it's not clear there. Councillor Stevens.
Sorry, I was just thinking, would it be beneficial, like Councillor Sharp said about people stand outside Tesco, would it be beneficial then for council to go around their area with a clipboard and say, "Hi, and ask this on their knocking on the door"?
I cannot personally, physically do that, and there are other councillors that couldn't as well. I mean, I've got to say, if individual councillors want to do it, please feel free. You know, let's get it out as wide as we can. Personally, I'm not physically able to do that, so I think we can put the onus.
Yeah.
So, yes, sir, I've got no objection. People want to do it personally. We'll wrap this up. I'll just make Councillor Sharp.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just reading above in the paperwork today, and there's a paragraph there that says the council is currently based at Cemetery Lodge on Thornton Road. As part of this review, we are exploring whether our current location remains the most suitable place. Isn't that just something you could say what the survey's about?
Yeah.
Place to serve residents and whether there may be benefits to being located elsewhere within the town. I wouldn't use perhaps the end sentence, because again, you are implying that you may be looking at, but the council is currently based at Cemetery Lodge on Thornton Road. As part of this review, we are exploring whether our current location remains the most suitable place to serve the residents. And then you're not talking about long term, you're not talking about next week, you're just merely stating why that survey is taking place.
So, last one, Councillor Gray.
Can I just say finally, like, we are where we are. Why are we asking them to want us to move again? I just don't understand. This is where.
We're asking them what their views are.
Yeah, if you're not happy with us, well, that's implying, well, we'll move you then. Well, no, we can't just physically move. That's where the offices are, same as County Hall is there, so Port Authority is over there. That's where we are based.
Yeah, but isn't it, my point, if I may, Mr. Mayor, sorry, my point is, I think we do need to know, because again, going back to what Councillor Bridges said, do we have a problem? We don't know until we ask. And I think I always feel better and at least giving the opportunity out there for the public, because then if we do decide something later on down the line, the public turn around and say, well, we weren't asked, we weren't told, we had no part in this. And we can say, well, actually, we did do a survey, even if you only get half a dozen people bother answering.
I think, sorry, I'm gonna say, I refer back actually to what councillor Woodham said, the actual point of the survey, or rather the essence has already been agreed. In that sense, we should now continue with it.
Yeah.
I'm not taking sides of your deal, I'm just saying that, you know, last one, councillor Richards.
So I'll be honest, I completely overlooked the paragraph at the beginning. I didn't even look at it to strange question. The council is currently based centrally on Northern Road. As part of this review, we are exploring whether our current, well, I will remove current.
Yeah.
Whether our location, because
Yeah.
current implies there's a potential to move.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we are exploring whether our location remains the most suitable place for residents to serve residents.
What can you just say?
Question mark. Leave that as an open question.
Yep.
Because the last part of that paragraph again implies we could move. So, or whether there may be benefits being located elsewhere within the town. So.
Downright.
First part of the paragraph, it's the question we want to achieve. The second part implies we could or may move. So based on what I think we've all already said, we're trying to avoid implying that. So I would simply keep it to the council is currently based central on road. As part of this review, we are exploring whether our location remains the most suitable place to serve residents. Question mark, leave it open, and then the question will agree.
Yep.
No, I would just
Anything
say,
else is not necessary.
no, I would just say, are you happy where we are? Is it accessible for you?
I've loads of people come back with negative feedback on this, and we have then the ability to go out with a future. Yeah, but I know it's a keep brief, but the thing I'm actually coming back to is when we went out to the library, the sort of the impact that one had, and on principle, we'd already agreed financial backing for that. And so we went out to public basically knowing that but with this, there's no financial commitment, no financial resources. There is nothing currently in place that implies that we could even consider doing this. So I think we need to completely pull out of that particular topic until we've even got, which I think we've agreed tonight, that question here doesn't imply that we can or couldn't. But if this question here does come back with negative feedback, then I guess we'll have to reopen it for future debate and so on.
Yeah, okay, I've just realised I've not consulted any of the councillors online actually so apologies councillors online. Do you wish to add anything to the conversation?
We've got councillor Carol Stevens online. She's on mute at the moment. I just asked us to unmute.
Can the councillors online please put their hands up if they wish to say anything or speak on this debate?
Are you there, councillor Stevens?
Would it be better if I rang
Maybe, yes.
What was that?
She's councillor Stevens, she's online, but we haven't got a screen.
I don't want to be ringing for you lot to speak and everyone hear it.
Okay, yeah, give us a moment then. Let's just pause that.
She hasn't got.
Just councillor
just
Stevens.
Stephen.
Oh, just councillor Stevens, yeah.
She hasn't got a picture of anyone.
So you seem to within the room have come to a general consensus on everything. We'll go back to councillor Bridges next. I just want to make sure he's happy with the final quote again, councillor Hartfeld, because obviously she did not. But we'll just give them up to Stephen's 2 minutes. Shall I pick you or us?
Oh, yeah.
We could take it that she doesn't want to add to the debate, Mr. Mayor.
I think we will probably have to.
Yeah, at least we tried.
Yeah, we attempted.
Yeah, and no other councillors wish to comment online.
She's the only one online.
No, oh, right, I thought councillor Hammer was, sorry. Okay. Let's move this forward very quickly. Councillor Hartfeld, are you happy with the amendments that's been proposed to your original?
I am, yes.
Yeah, okay. Councillor Bridges, are you happy with where we now currently stand?
Yeah.
We just need to clarify one last point you failed to raise, is the last few words of that, whether there may be benefits to being located elsewhere within the town. Personally, I think it's probably worth removing it, but does anyone feel it should stay in there or?
No.
No, okay, so I think we're happy to remove that one as well then.
Yeah.
Just that end part of it. I'll go through the clerk exactly a bit later on, we'll just clarify everything on that. And we'll be version actually forward a little bit as well. Take that. So, oh sorry, councillor.
Yeah, just question one. Were you aware that Milford Haven Town Council is currently based at the Cemetery Lodge? That's not true, is it? It's only the office that's based there. Technically, yes.
I think that's,
I don't,
yeah.
people don't want to go to a cemetery, I can assure you that, no, unless they got somebody there and they want to see.
So if we said Milford Haven Town Council office is currently based at Cemetery Lodge.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Because we don't go to the lodge at all, do we, from me?
No, roughly true.
Apart from the centre.
Happy with that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's change that then to read the office is based there.
It looks like the office.
Yeah, because question 2 does actually say, have you ever visited the town council offices? So why not? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
But I'll just follow, perhaps I'm being a fool here actually, but, do we need to state that the council actually meets somewhere else or?
No, that's getting too complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
too
making
complicated.
Let's leave that.
So,
Leave that.
councillor Bridges, do you want to put that forward as a proposal then?
Yes, please.
Yes.
And I'm happy to second it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'll happily second it then, with the amendment.
Right,
No,
okay.
before you take the vote, the secretary raised the issue.
I know, I
of the
just realised exactly
survey.
the same
So we
thing.
might want to just wrap this all up in the one recommendation.
Yes.
That'd be,
Yeah.
yeah.
So should we run, how long should we run this for? A month, 6 weeks?
Well, end of the month, I would have thought.
But not really anymore, we're on holiday.
Stick to July,
Yeah.
talks.
When's our next meeting after the recess?
7th of September.
I've seen, at the end of the day, that gives, the bulk of the public will be on holiday through the school holidays will be for
Recess.
some period. So
Recess.
the reality is, we are giving people arguably a much more advantageous opportunity to apply
Yeah.
at a time when the kids are off school. So I see no reason why we can't leave it run until the next meeting after the recess, which will be September.
Yeah,
Like that gives them plenty of time, rather than 1 month, people might miss it. We then, from two, so.
yeah,
Yeah, happy with that?
and it gives us opportunity to attend events or put these paper
Yeah.
things elsewhere. I'd happily put some on in the Pill Social Centre on the old school.
Could I just say one point, if I may? I completely agree with you that when you said that it's time each individual council where they want to choose to go door to door, that they will. But can I give a word of caution as someone who just done an election campaign? I'm just, the minute you knock that door, you are opening yourself to any question you want to.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But it's very precarious considering the subject topic and how sensitive the responses we've agreed tonight.
Yeah.
Should any individual councillors take that option and say things on the doorstep then which reflect differently to what we've agreed tonight?
I agree with Councillor Bridges, very much so. Yeah,
So I think it's unsafe,
yeah,
considering at this stage to say that that is a good idea.
yeah,
Because I think councillors will find themselves coming unstuck on the doorstep.
yeah, I agree.
I think safety has been paramount issue.
Yeah.
You know, to the side of the customer service desk in Tesco's, they used to be, they put, they used to be a security guard or whatever, Milford Haven newsletter, events that were going on and all sorts. But I have seen surveys put on there.
I can certainly speak to Debbie as a community champion.
I'm just thinking
very
that
happy
maybe
to do
they
that.
would put that there for
Yeah.
us as well.
Yeah.
Could I take this way, because I think I came out wrong what I just said, by the way. I'm not saying not to, because I think every council has the right. No, I do think they have the right to.
No,
I
I
was
think
giving
you're
a
right.
Like, you
Be
think-
prepared.
No, if councillors want to go knocking door, that is actually then they should be doing it, it's brilliant, but
Yeah,
I'm just giving my feedback.
I think you're right.
It will open Pandora's box when you're on that door, and ultimately it could, then lead to, well, this councillor just said this, and
Yeah,
so on and so forth, and then it, we could end up in a, so I'm just giving a word of caution if people do decide to.
Yeah.
But feel free to do it, I mean, there's literally its most draining, I think that it was, but it's just a word of caution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
You see,
I like that.
Yeah.
So, right, so we're gonna run to the end of September, councillor Hartfeld.
So did
No,
you?
don't.
Councillor Fitzgerald, because I don't know who's
Actually have your hand up.
Did put my hand there,
Sorry, I think
but it was answered. I was just saying with the dates or the fun date, because we were gonna get the surveys there, so that the date would carry on then, so that it would be available for that. So
Yeah.
that was all I was saying, but it was covered, so that's why I put the hand back down, but you didn't.
I didn't see it,
You
sorry.
did.
sorry.
Councillor Hartfeld.
So I was just going to reinforce what councillor Bridges said about going around the doors, because again, we're trying to be completely independent,
Yeah.
impartial. So if I went round the doors, because I advocate it, I may come across as trying to sway it one way, whether I meant to or not.
Whereas, so I think to keep the complete impartiality that we have just agreed around the table, then it should just be this collective questionnaire that is completely impartial, so
Yeah.
don't go on the doors because that could
And
involve you being biased then.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, so we have the proposals, we've got the reworded document, we've satisfied it will run till the day before the next meeting, is it?
Can we say the end of September? I think that's.
Sorry?
Could we say the end of September?
That's an awful long time.
But then
But we're in no
rush, are we? And because we've got to.
I have no objection. Sorry, just
Just wondered when you can get the flesh.
when,
When we,
the start.
yeah.
as soon as they print it up and we can get them out, I guess.
But that, if we're trying to be as broad as possible, hard copies are the clerk or the secretary are gonna have to speak to Tesco's and the library. So it's just when we are coming into the school summer holidays, and we aren't in a rush for this, that it would just hopefully give sufficient time for it to be promoted as broadly as possible and for all the different events that may be happening.
That's why I say as soon as possible, taking that sort of thing into account
Yeah.
and work out how many we need to print off and everything else, so. I'm not in a hurry on it, but on the other hand, we don't want to keep pushing back because
So if we say
that's defeating the whole point of extending to the end of September, is what we're saying.
Yeah, but the 6th of September, or again, it depends when it gets
When the
to
schools
October,
go
but
back.
we'll-
Quite happy to move to the end of September, I don't care at all.
I quite happily push it to March, because anywhere was you, talking to
It'd be a pretty good idea to target Friday the 21st or the family fun day. You could have a couple of councillors down there.
That's what I believe,
Oh, sorry.
Councillor Sharp was on earlier.
The family fun day is in August, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's September.
So
Let's
I
do
think
the fun thing is a separate issue, right, so we're gonna be on this for another hour.
Yeah.
And I'm keen not to.
the end of September.
So we got the proposal, everyone seems happy. We're gonna do the end date as the end of September.
Yeah.
All those in favour?
Yay.
Well done, everyone. Number 12, the rather mundane now cemetery reports. No, councillor Sharp, we've spoken too much.
I know I have, but unless there are any questions, and there always may be, I would move for a seat.
Seconded.
All those in favour? Okay. Item 13, Milford Haven Fun Day. I'll read out the letter for fairness.
Apologies, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, sorry,
Apologies, I thought we were just looking at the Senate, but is the additional expenditure also included? Sorry, it is.
Yeah.
Could I ask a question, please?
Go ahead.
The business rates for the cemetery building, is that for the year or for the month? 207 cent rates for Cemetery Lodge, 27610, is that per month?
Yeah.
And are we being billed for just the building, the land?
Well, they're not, I would imagine. You have mentioned this a year or so ago, maybe 2
It seems
years.
quite high.
And I did research it through with the relevant authorities and they all came back and said, no, you keep on paying it.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I know it's our electricity bill.
Well, it's a business, isn't it?
Yeah, but still, I
Finally.
do agree with Councillor Richards, it does seem, high in that sense, and that's.
If it's based on the size of the building alone, that just seems very high. And Thornton is currently subject to enterprise zone, which I know does start from the junction. Whether it goes, well, it should be on the other side of the road as well. And yeah, just saying that maybe we're paying too much, but it's if you've already looked into it. Sorry.
So I know you spoke to the authority, did you actually consult the valuation office on this? Okay, yeah, so the clerk has consulted the valuation office on this. Anything, right, moving on then. So I've actually put enough some of this words missing. Have you all got copies of this in front of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can read it.
Yeah.
It's more.
Just for the public record, usually, we've received a letter from a community youth work, which I believe is Sean Seymour Davis, I can't see it, sorry.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you. So they're planning a family community event at Milford Haven Youth Centre, and in a nutshell, would we be interested in attending it? Open up the room, Councillor Sharp. I'm
Yeah,
surprised-
sorry, I am going to repeat myself here, Mr. Mayor. But I think it would be a very good opportunity for us to have a table there.
Yep.
I'm suggesting that we have sort of information on there about the councillors, what wards are, etc. We could have this survey there. We can have something like, did you know? And if Madam Clerk has got the time, to say that during the last financial year, we donated 40,000, whatever, X amount of pounds to local charities and groups around Milford Haven, such as Milford Haven Roundtable, to promote what we do. Because although we do check presentations and everything, I don't think we actually get enough credit, because people will say, well, what do Milford Haven do?
Yeah.
Or what do the council do? And it would be our opportunity, perhaps a couple of councillors there, although again, we're touching on, excuse me, sorry, what Councillor Bridges says. We have to be very careful that we don't say anything that wouldn't be appropriate, but it is just to meet the councillors, or somebody is there.
Councillor presence.
Yeah, councillor presence.
Good.
I do think we need to know if there is any cost in this, and I believe if there was, it's only going to be a minor cost for a table or something, but I really think it's a good opportunity to have a table at this event, to be seen present.
Yeah.
Do people think, in order to draw attention to our facilities there, that I should stand up and do jokes?
No, I think you're washing your hair that day, Mr. Mayor.
You do that, we're gonna bring one of them
Okay, I'll
dogs.
come back to you just 1 second, Councillor Jones.
I'm being a little bit pushy on this one, but if we're gonna be there and we're gonna have a survey out there, why don't we ask them about what people do actually want, rather than
No,
Do
that's
you
opening up a
possibly?
can of worms. No, we got the survey. Let's ask them if they want to do
One
the
thing at a
survey.
time.
One thing at a time. And don't forget, at the end, there is a section where they can write what they actually want, because it says, is there anything else you want? Or,
I think it's a missed opportunity to find out what people need.
but then you're gonna, I believe, as councillor Bridges said, you're gonna get a load of abuse. Or,
I understand where Councillor Jones is coming from, and we really do need to understand a bit more what our communities want from us.
yeah.
But I go back to what I said earlier, we're concentrating on this one survey for the moment. I think most of us probably agree
That
with
was a discussion, now we're talking about the fun day, I thought I'd bring it up again.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Councillor Bridges next, sorry.
A couple of points. One, I don't believe there is a cost implication, because this is one of many things the Pension Council will be putting in. They actively encourage shareholders from different agencies and that based on the sort of, they actually just like people in stand.
Right.
First thing. Second, I want to second Councillor Sharp's proposal of the man stand, which I believe is what he was doing.
Get them volunteering.
I'm actually not here on that day. Oh, they can't. I'm just thinking, councillors.
What date is it?
We'll open that up to councillors, nearer the time.
Well, I was seconding the manning or whatever, but
Yeah, I mean-
on the, just to not stifle Councillor Jones's thing, I mean, what I wanted to make clear was, I was saying with the question, I don't see any problem if you ask a member of the residents, what would you like
Yeah.
from this town council at any point? You can do that as a council at any time, I'm not stifle actually, because as long as you're not asking questions about the question here, and you say,
Yeah.
can I ask out of curiosity, what would you like from the town council? That's a very open-ended question. You don't have to answer,
Yeah.
but you can listen, right? That's an open-ended question. So you can answer at any given time, I think. So I was being very careful about the questionnaire topic. But I think what Councillor Jones was just asking a general point, which you seem to echo, which is if you're on a stand and you ask the members of the Milford public, what would you like from Milford Town Council? That's just an open-ended question. You can say whatever they like. We're not making any promises or commitments. I think that's, and then she can feed back accordingly, or whoever does. So I've got no problem with that. But it's my previous remark was specifically about going door to door with a questionnaire.
Yes, yeah.
Councillor Harville tipped on, people on different opposing, will lead the question toss. But no, I think that's, could be effective.
Yeah, I know, yeah, certainly, Councillor Stevens.
I'm going to apologise for that again, because I'm not going to be here.
You're in Cardiff,
I
aren't
actually haven't checked my own diary for that weekend yet.
I think it's
The children's.
21st of August.
Councillor Tower.
Would it be informative to have something, or if we are going to do the stand, with sort of our names, photos, contact details, so there's something there, so that when people do come to the stands, they've got something where they can.
Yeah, that's what I said, the areas, who
Yeah.
covers what area.
As part of, it would have to come on public events. I was gonna ask public events whether, because this came up Founders Day as well, whether we should actually have some form of little canopy table, backdrops, little banner saying it's over the town council, so we can actually attend events things. But I think that's a separate debate.
Because people can find it online, but the ones who can't go online, who could turn up to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I really, I cannot emphasise enough how much we really should be out there talking to people, and people should know who and where we are. I feel really strongly about. Councillor Hartfeld.
I was literally just going to echo what Councillor McSparrow said, and what you just said, is that something for public events to have like a branded package that we could use for all sorts. It's a one-off cost, but it will last for many years to come.
Councillor Stephen.
But I have just to go back on the point, that we actually got a volunteer to man stands.
We will find someone, because we'll find someone.
It is
I gather the clerk and Fiona are rather free that day.
It is only a provisional date, being the Friday, the 23rd, because if it is another date, we're not available on the Friday because we're up in Cardiff, but if it was the Saturday or something, I would happily man the stall.
But it's on the 21st.
Well, a provisional date, it says there.
Councillor Stevens.
With what councillor about our address information, can we just keep it as somebody, I think yours is the same, just our address and information to go to you lot, especially with mine, I've got email address and telephone numbers.
We've all got councillor email. Yeah.
They went through the town hall and got in contact with me that way, and I was more than happy to get in contact with them that way. I just don't want my addresses out as others.
Addresses should,
again,
yeah, this was
no, who's for telephone numbers and stuff. My personally, I don't mind any other.
We all do have a councillor email.
Yeah. But
That
that's
goes
all,
through.
I don't want my telephone numbers.
Councillor Stevens, sorry, I've got to stop you here. It's been pointed out by the clerk, and I remember reading it. Councillors have to have a contact telephone.
Oh, yeah, you do have them off me, but they get to you first, don't they?
No, it's going to be a public number.
It should be your number,
Yeah.
yes, it should be, it's actually, of course I did, this is the information management.
Well, that we need to change on my profile then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go then.
And certainly I read about this, it wasn't part of that, it was something akin to that came up with the fact that we had to, I was looking into the necessity of pictures, people's profile pictures, and it said you must have a personal contact telephone number on there. The pictures aren't necessarily essential. So sorry, but
That's fine. No,
I burned.
I just don't fancy windows being smarter in my house or.
No, not your address. No,
This is really somebody.
Councillor Sharp.
Thank you. For the sake of moving progress then, I think, and I think I'm right in saying this, please correct me if I'm not. I think as a council, we agree we should have a table. Is there any way, thinking about the time factor, that you could call an emergency, or can I propose that we call emergency meeting of the events committee to discuss further on this, so that we can get it back to the council before we recess and approve
It's actually
it?
something I've already spoken to the clerk about. I actually had meant to give you a date by now. We are due one, and yes, we will call a meeting. I think this is as fast as we possibly can.
Yeah, so that would be my recommendation, that we do contact this person and say that we'd be very much interested in having a table. So we can contact them to agree we're having a table, and then the public events committee discuss it further, bring it back to the full council, which would be the next one in July if possible. And then Bob's your uncle.
We will try and call a meeting as fast as is reasonably possible to enable that.
Sorry, if I may.
Yeah, no, so, yeah, Karen.
Am I not correct in saying everyone from the Public Events Committee who turns up is here now? Because I'm just thinking who actually turns up to the public events that isn't here right now, apart from Councillor Beavis Morrissey, who.
We are full council anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, is there a, no mean to, just, I understand the logic, so I'm just saying, is there a necessity to call an emergency public events committee when people who would turn up that meeting are here right now?
Only
So
one
if
more.
nobody's gonna, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, rather than.
Yeah, no, I think it's.
Fair enough,
It's a very,
Yeah,
yes, it's valid.
if nobody's gonna agree to do it.
There were some other issues to be raised, which is why it's going to be called anyway, but in view of that.
It was just for the table, I was just saying that, if it was, you know.
Yeah, are we gonna have, what is the actual proposal going to be? That we look into the costing of this, or we just go out and do it, or
Details, just
How-
details.
how do we proceed on this quickly?
If I may then, Mr Mayor, I think, and I'm not saying that councillor, Bridges, sorry, Leah, got your name there. That councillor Bridges is wrong, but it wouldn't hurt to just inquire if there is any cost involved, but say that we would very much like to have a table, so we do that bit. And then I believe that we put out to council, when they confirm, and we ask them to confirm the actual date, because the words used here, provisional date being Friday the 21st of August, could they confirm the date? And then we put out to councillors, can anybody attend this? And then I think it's important that we look at putting the walls, have some notification about the walls, some notification about the councillors' names and contact details relevant to the walls. I think we need to have that survey there so people can answer that. I mean, I even thought, you know, do we do something stupid like buy a load of cheap pens that say Milford Haven Town Council on? Anybody that fills the survey gets to keep a cheap pen. But then that's getting a bit complicated.
It's not like public expenditure.
Yeah, that's public expenditure, so let's not bother with that one. No, let's not bother with that one. But the survey is there, and clearly what the town council does about the fact that the money we give away, positive promotional material about the town council.
Yeah.
And how we do things like the Christmas parties, because a lot of people that way, if they're there, they know there's a fund available for applying Christmas parties. But tell them that we've given away, and I'm quoting 40,000, it might be something else, I don't know without looking, that's why we need the clerk. But that is how much money we've given away in the last financial year, and just saying some of the people, some of the different organisations we've given it to.
Let's draw this back in a little bit. The question was, or the proposal was from councillor Bridges, that we make some decisions this evening.
Yeah.
Now, my own concern, based on what councillor Bridges just said, your proposal is that we're stretching it out again by having to ask all these different groups and things, whereas we should be able to afford at least a basic proposal this evening, surely.
I'm not asking any other group.
Is there one person present who's willing to volunteer? Because if we don't, there's going to be no.
No, sorry, about the banners and all that sort of thing now.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, about attending the fund day, if we're going to call an emergency meeting to discuss the details of it. People who are at that meeting are pretty much here now, so have we got a volunteer to man it?
Oh, I see.
Because otherwise, calling the meeting to discuss what we will do.
Oh, I see, right.
When there's not even a volunteer to do it, because I know it's Bank Holiday Friday,
You won't be about.
so it's like, I know I can't think of it, so I'm just asking, is there somebody in the room? If they're willing to commit to it, then yes, please do call a meeting to go into detail.
Okay, I will ensure that the school is manned,
We've got 3 volunteers, you know.
subject to it not being Bank Holiday Monday or something silly.
All of the
Yes,
events.
I call a meeting to go over the details.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm there anyway, so I
Oh, are you?
can dual jump from stands, yeah.
We'll make sure the school is manned. I think it's brilliant to have a presence there, and I'll call a meeting as fast as possible where we actually delve into it a little bit, but we do need to confirm the date as well, I think.
Yeah.
So if everyone's happy with that.
Yeah, actually, Bank Holiday Monday's 31st of August.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good weekend last weekend.
It's the last weekend, so it's not Bank Holiday weekend.
You can do it, Lee.
So you can do it, Lee. You can't use that excuse, Lee. Yeah.
What date are they suggesting?
They're suggesting Friday the 21st of August.
That's a week before Bank Holiday.
It is, yes. But we do have volunteers already that will happily man the.
Yeah.
That are on the public event.
We'll get it covered.
Yeah, we'll get it covered.
Okay, so, we need to take a vote on it. Well, I'll check it out now. We don't need to. take a
Oh,
vote.
no, yeah.
Yes, we do, because, it's a recommendation that they made, so I need somebody, a second, that we're happy to do it.
Jones seconded, all those in favour?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Number 14, community dog safety and wellbeing project. Now, are they trying to say here that the poor dog needs safety?
This is the email. Look how small it is.
Yeah.
It's got my bubble.
Yeah, I know.
This is the feedback, so they're doing council.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I've never heard of the John Green Foundation,
No, I
to be fair.
Like dog food.
Yeah, it is the dog food people, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's more for information, isn't it? Because
It
they're
is
saying
really-
that they're applying for a grant and everything. So we understand.
A brief response confirming your support for this type of work in your community would be extremely helpful. If you'd like to be more involved, then let us know. But we can certainly say we support their work and
And wish them luck and if we
Yeah,
can be
and
of any
feel
further
free to upload
assistance.
it as they feel fit.
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do they have an answer to dog poo?
I have spoken to
Because you've got a lot
about
of issues about that.
I know, very, very quick, I know it's off topic. I've spoken with Dog Ward, we PCC no longer have any enforcement of this whatsoever. The Dog Wardens are not allowed to enforce it. However, Sally herself was going to undertake one or two areas I you often pointed out to her to personally walk along and try and remind people. At this moment in time, PCC are not employing any enforcement officers.
The reason I'm asking is because it actually says dog-related incident, that you would particularly welcome feedback on dog-related incidents or concerns within your community, issues affecting children, families, community
Yeah.
safety,
But you can do that individual, can't
and
you?
gaps in education or awareness around responsible dog ownership. I was just gonna say, if they're dealing with that, we really welcome
Yeah.
them being involved in the community and teaching people how to forget stuff with bags.
Okay,
Right, lovely.
number 16, 15, proposed upgrade to this radio base. Not sure this comes under critical infrastructure, or not, I believe they do, don't they? Councillor Sharp?
Sorry, I'm not trying to take over the whole meeting, but
Really?
it's only because I've actually read the papers for once. From what I understand, basically it's going where the existing one is, but instead of it being 15 metres high, it's now 17 point something high. It is improving signals for relatives. So I would actually say, unless there is any real objections to it, I would just say move receipt or thank you very much for informing us on the intention to do
The
this.
single since we've been in this building, that if not this one, a very, very similar one for the same site came up before where they increased it from 2 to 3 antennas, increased the height by a metre or something I've seen people before. Councillor Bridges.
It's mainly Gregor or Councillor Sharp said, but having read the documents on it, it is a consultation, so it's not. So the reality is that it's not impacting the car park in any way, shape or form, which would have been the only concern the residents for that. But if it does become a formal application, then the residents will be informed and they can decide whether they will. But at the moment, as Councillor Sharp,
It's just-
move receipt.
It's move receipt because it's just informing us.
But I don't think, but based on the plans, it will have no impact whatsoever on the current car park, so.
And
Yeah.
just to clarify here, the car park is owned by a private development company, it's not a public car park by right.
No.
So, okay, so, all those in favour of move receipt? Good. Number 16, financial matters, I'm very hard up, any promotions we are grateful. Any comments on the financial receipts? I'm not financial matters rather.
I think, again, Mr Mayor, my apologies for putting my hand up, but I think it could be taken as a whole group because this is information. But again, as I always state, if there are any questions, please put it forward. If not, this is really for information on where the money's gone, etc.
I do I just do make one clarification on it,
Please
please.
do.
You'll see various things saying mayor's tea, Amazon mayor's allowance. This refers to the previous mayor, not myself. I just want to clarify that for the record, that's all. Sorry, councillor Butchers.
There's any questions for my own benefit. Commander County Council, 2018-3267, what is that for?
It's for to pay the past staff pensions of the cemetery worker. So it's I think the word it's
Pension contributions, got to pay out.
It's to go towards a pension.
Why did it go to command? Is it for
Saved up,
funds and so on?
yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
saved up to have
So
the-
is that an annual payment or is that just that's a one-off annual?
Any other questions? Councillor Jones?
Just Milford,
Sorry?
just Milford round table. It just made me laugh, was the spelling mistake, that's all. It just made me laugh. that it's
Milford, yeah, so the Milford round table spelled incorrectly.
Yes, sorry, yes, I saw that actually.
It just tickled me, that's all, sorry.
Oh, that's right.
I dyslexic, I didn't
Any
know.
other questions on the financial matters, please? Move received?
Yeah.
Yeah, move for the.
Seconded, yeah, all those in favour? Pick a different finger, councillor Bridges. Pick a different finger.
No, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. Yes, that doesn't seem